Today my video would be about showing you how to completely remove the transmission from a Whirlpool VMW washer. So we're gonna take off the agitator first. This is a 7/16. So we take out the fabric softener dispenser. There's a cap. We take the cap out with pliers. We could expose the 7/16 bolt. So we'll proceed to removing this bolt so we could take off the agitator. And then lift the agitator out. We'll expose the tub nut. We have a specific tub nut wrench, so we could remove that. We could get this on eBay or on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description below. You could use a hammer to turn this because you may not be able to use man strength to be able to remove this. Yep, it will take us a while. Start moving, and okay, it's coming out. So you finish removing it with your hands. You return it anti-clockwise. Then we're gonna lift the tub off, the inner tub. We're gonna take the inner tub, but before we take the inner tub out, we have to remove this top. So you can use your fingernail, or you can use a flat point screwdriver. So you could take it off of the clips. I'm gonna use a flat point because I don't like damaging my fingers. Alright, so I'm gonna do this for each until I get this off. Bear with it, guys. We're doing it in real time. Yep, it's coming off. Then you're gonna take the inner tub out. You would wanna get your hammer. Yep, that's how you do it. Pull it out. Now you can expose the outer tub. And you can see the transmission shaft coming up. Take this out with a hammer. Pull it off. Then we're gonna lay the washing machine on the back so we could get to the screws underneath. The screws that would be holding the transmission in place. Now, the next nut we're going to use, the next socket wrench size we're going to use here would be 3/8 of an inch. But first we gotta take off this cover. We're gonna use a 5/16. please guys, don't do like me. Have your tools nearby, but the space here is a little hard to work with, so I have to back and forth so not to have my tools in the way. Now this is a 5/16. I use it to remove this cover that covers the belt. And again, I'm doing this in real time. No tricks. It's almost, yep, so it's getting off now. Okay. Yeah, we have some cobwebs. Yes, so this is gonna expose the capacitor, your pump, your mode shifter, and your motor. Now we're gonna use 10 millimeter. Yeah, 10 millimeter. I'm gonna use to take these off. It will be 4, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Now, we could, if you like, you could take these off first. You could take each component of the transmission first. Sometimes to make it easier for you when you're taking off the drive pulley, you could take this off first so you would have enough friction for it to be able to come off easily. But the transmission we're going to use already have this part on already, so we wouldn't be removing in a shorter period of time. Yes. Now we're almost there. We're gonna take off the belt. It's pretty easy to come off. You just turn it like that, put it towards you and spin. So it will just slide off. Now we're gonna use a 1/2 inch. This socket would be to take off the motor. So sometimes a bit hard, so you have to give it a little hit. Be advised that this motor has some weight to it, so when you're removing the bolts, make sure you hold the motor properly. So I'm gonna hold it from the bottom when I know the bolt is almost out. Yeah, I'm gonna finish with my fingers, then pull it out, and that's it for our motor. Next we're gonna take off the pump. So we're gonna take off the connections from the capacitor, the actuator. So we took off the connections from the actuator first. Doesn't matter um, at what time you do it, just once you get these off so you could get the rest of the components off. Now we're gonna take the actuator out. We're gonna take these other things off after, but we're gonna hit it from the top to give it a little nudge so we could pull it out easily from the bottom. So my colleague was where the machine was and give it a little hit. It's a bit harder, so I'm gonna give it a harder hit so it could come out much easier. Then it slides right out, and that's how you take out the transmission for a whirlpool washing machine.